Hi, guys. Welcome to the Chrissie Mayr podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And if you're listening to us on iTunes right now, please go and leave a 5-star review. Reviews. Love reviews. Here's a review from I Love Bubbly. Amazing person. Ooh, I love this down-to-earth podcast. And Chrissie is such a great interviewer. She isn't judgmental. She isn't judgmental. Even when she has douchebaggy guests. She thought Tim Young, Bragger, Tim Young, and the wimp Ryan. I wonder who the wimp Ryan is. Is she thinking of Off the Grid Ryan? I'm not sure. This podcast is hilarious and a breath of fresh air. Check it out. Thank you so much. I love Bubbly. Got a couple dates coming up, which is very exciting to share with all of you. Let me see if I can pull up my website. Yeah, baby. Woo! This new technology, I'm telling you. Check it out. Come see a show. February 6th, I'm going to be performing in Cobb, Connecticut with Karen Feehan, Joe DeVito, Bob Levy, and Larry Baya. That is location to be posted. So stay tuned or message me if you want to come to the February 6th show. February 19th and 20th, I'm going to be headlining Hyenas in Dallas. That's Hyenas on East Mockingbird Lane in Dallas. That's 3 shows. I think 1 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. And February 26th, Comedians of the Compound in Royersford, PA. That's a 7 o'clock show at Soul Joel's Comedy Club and Lounge on Railroad Plaza in Royersford, Pennsylvania. That's going to be me and the rest of the Compound Media gang, like Aaron Berg, Gino Bisconti. You know those guys. You love those guys. I mean, if you haven't checked out their show by now, you're missing out. And I'm going to be headlining the Stress Factory in New Brunswick that following Sunday, February 28th, 7 o'clock show at the Stress Factory on 90 Church Street in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Also, I believe that Stress Factory show does have a link option. So if you're a COVID nervous type, you can check that out too, but there's no reason to be worried about COVID. You're going to be fine. Yes, this episode is brought to you by, drumroll please. You could just drumroll on your dashboard or wherever you're listening right now. Kushy Dreams. I'm going to start with Kushy Dreams. I want to tell you guys about Kushy Dreams. Kushy Dreams offers a full lineup of premium smokable CBD. They specialize in extraordinary CBD-rich hemp flower, aka bud. It comes in these cans right here. Or pre-roll CBD joints, which I love. This is pretty chic right now. They have a special right now. They're selling 5. Well, I think I smoked one. Nope, they're in there. They're selling 5 of these pre-roll packs, which are really, really nice. I want to pull up the website because I want to show you guys just how great Kushy Dreams is. Like, these products are so legit. They're really very quite impressive looking. Yes, this is the 5-pack CBD hemp roll pre-roll joints. New, our best-selling pre-roll joints are now available in 5 packs. Each joint is 0.5 grams and features a slow, flavorful, optimal burn. And the effects are amazing. These are from a fresh harvest and feature child-resistant packaging. Well, look at that. I really love this stuff. I, was a big Adderall person years back. It made me really too manic, but I always enjoyed like smoking weed with my comedy friends. So I feel like this is a nice compromise. It really calms down my body and mind. I used to take liquid CBD. I honestly didn't feel shit. But then I started smoking these products. I really do prefer the joints. Like, I would smoke the bud. I just don't have like a good thing to smoke it out of. But I felt the results right away. My body and mind felt way more calmed down. It helped me sleep. It's just, I really appreciate not being like super duper high. If you're like a sensitive person, you can enjoy all the benefits of CBD without getting high. There's under 0.3% THC in all these products. It's cannabis that ships directly to you. It's legal in all 50 states. Best of all, it's grown here in the USA. Join the men and women who are sick of their vapes and gummies and want to smoke their CBD. Again, looks, smells, feels just like high quality marijuana, but it's not, man. They take the artisan approach. Every run is in a small batch. It's 100% hand trimmed. It's never machine trimmed. They're constantly doing independent lab tests to show compliance and purity. And you can find all of this on their website, kushydreams.com. They have CBD flower and these pre-rolled joints in different indica sativa blends like energy, hustle, relax, dream, create. So go to kushydreams.com right now. Give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. Smoke your anxiety away. If you have body pains, do you know what I mean? It's I would say it's like there's really no risk involved with this. It's helped me out a lot for sure. So go to kushydreams.com, KUSHY dreams.com. Get some high quality CBD bud. Use the promo code CMP at checkout and get 20% off every order, not just your first, not just your second, but every gosh darn order. That's right, guys. Also want to tell you guys about Manscaped. Manscaped. Roses are red, violets are blue. If he wants you to blow them, then you got to get a razor too. That's a terrible rhyme. But I'm going to pull up the website here. Together we save balls. It comes right up on that. Big fan of Manscaped. They are the best in below the waist trimming with precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Right now, this is the crop cleanser, crop preserver. You know what I mean? If you're getting maybe some comments from the gals and maybe your boys don't smell too good, these products would be great for you. I know for Frank, I got him it's called the lawnmower, right? Because the weed whacker is for like ear hair. I got that from my dad. I got to check in with him to see if he used that shit because his ear hair is out of control. But the lawnmower is really great. It made his dick look bigger. The battery lasts up to 90 minutes. It comes with a really great recharging station. It's legit, chic, ceramic blade, and it will reduce any awkward grooming accidents. If you're a dude, give this a try. Invest in yourself. Go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code CMP. You're going to get 20% off plus free shipping. And the ladies are going to want to put both your dick and balls, all of it, in their mouth. I'm telling you, that's the effect it has on me. They have a deal right now if you can get free boxers, toiletry bag, and free shipping with the purchase of the performance package. Look at this. This is so chic, guys. I know you're a lot of guys don't like to buy stuff for yourselves. You think it's cool to be low maintenance, but you got to invest a little. If you're going to invest in anything, invest in your boys. Go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code CMP. Get your junk looking fly. Speaking of fly, I'm so excited to bring this guest on. He's great. You know him. You love him. He's a comedian and host of the Tinfoil Hat podcast. One of my all-time favorite internet truth ninjas. Sam Tripoli in the house. How are you?
Hi. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Do I look all right? Because I could go get a light if you need me to be lighter. I'm at my place, so.
Oh.
How do I look?
You look good.
I finally could get a haircut. I couldn't get a haircut in LA.
Wow. How long did you go without a haircut?
2 months.
I was like, I know something looks different about Sammy T.
2 months. I shaved off my beard because it was getting super gray. And
wow, you look like a new man. You look like a young man, like a boy now.
Warrior for sure, man.
Wow.
I appreciate you having me on. So my computer's a weird computer where I try to put my headphones in through for the Streamyard, and it just they don't work. So this is
I hate when that happens. Okay? Yeah, I think it does sound okay. If you want to try again, I'll sit here and talk about the benefits of shaving your balls. Yeah,
well, hey, man, first of all, your reads are top shelf. Top shelf reads. And,
thanks. Sometimes people don't like them. Sometimes people complain. Sometimes I get comments like, "This is when the episode really starts." But it's like this shit is free.
I block them on YouTube. They all get blocked on YouTube.
Oh wow! So I've never blocked anyone on YouTube.
Well, you know what, man? I just kind of gotten to the place where it's just like, this is a free entertainment. Why are you complaining? And two, why are you trying to hurt my chances to make to make money? So
yeah,
and I'm at an age where it's like, I did the starving artist stuff for a long time. I don't think there's anything wrong with capitalizing on your work. Now there's a difference between selling out, which is, I don't even give a fuck anymore, to be honest with you, but like taking a gig for a check And there's a big difference between that and getting paid to do something that you love. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is we're in a genre, conspiracies or truth or whatever. There's a lot of people doing a lot of hard work that aren't getting the results they'd like. And the only way they could come to grips with that is by saying you're selling out, you're a shill, you're a piece of shit or whatever, instead of just realizing that you just got to work harder, or you got to figure out what works for you.
Right. I mean, if I really want, I could just hit up, a local politician and be like, "Hey, buddy boy, you want to get some views?" No, I think there's nothing wrong with having a little Manscaped and a little CBD. I mean, I use these products. I made Frank shave his dick and balls, and I was like, "Good. Now this is a present for me. Give me that dick."
I hope you start at freaking boner pills and shaving your nuts, and then eventually you get to the point where it's like, you're doing all the big ones too, because they should want your crowd, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just, truthers are very interesting. First of all, they'll be like, the left is eating their own, and then they'll totally call everybody a shill, and then, and then they like the truthers will complain that the mainstream media never accepts us. And then as soon as we start getting some traction, suddenly we're giant sellouts. And I just don't understand it.
I think conspiracy folks are wary of, since their minds are open and they know that people do and say stuff for money. I think they're wary. They're like, "Oh, are my favorite little podcasters doing and saying stuff for money?" It's like, you can start to worry if like my sponsors go from like, stuff relating to your genitals or, stuff relating to your body to, I don't know.
You're frozen or I'm frozen.
Oh,
Which
really?
one of us is frozen?
You look fine to me.
Are you frozen?
No, I don't look frozen to me.
Okay, yeah. And then did I look frozen to you? Because you look frozen to me. Either way, we're back. You're back.
Am I back? Okay, I was about to remove myself. Thank you so much for coming on, Sam Tripoli. I'm such a big fan of yours, and I also feel like you're such a supporter of mine. And it was like many months ago, you said to me, you were like, "Chrissy, I don't know why you get targeted so much." And I remember thinking, in the back of my mind, I was like, "What is he talking about? I don't know. It's not that bad." And then boom, I feel like as soon as I say to myself, "It's not that bad," I get hit with a new wave of people who want to cancel me. Like, I just did not expect that for just being in DC, I would get a good portion of the woke New York City comedy community calling for my head, calling for my never to be booked again by not only semi-lame open micers and I don't know, lower middle level. I don't know. It's not my job to like be like, these guys they're not shit. But it's like, it wasn't just comics. It was also like this chick who like books some shows, like some alty shows. And I was like, wow, that's so lame. I just was like, and I don't even really work with any of these people. Like, I'm kind of like, I hate to say that I'm like above them. I'm like on the next level. But it's like, these aren't people I haven't worked with in years and years. And I just was like, what the fuck, man? Like, why am I such a target?
So they banned you from shows you don't do.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to make a list of all the comics who went to the DC rally. I'm like, it's literally me, I think, and Kevin Downey Jr. I think that's it. I think that's the list.
Listen, if I didn't have kids, I would have gone. I just had kids. I couldn't get out. So, listen, fuck them all. That's all I got to say. Fuck all them. They're not going anywhere. Tim Dillon said the funniest thing. It was probably one of my favorite things I've heard him say, and that is that alternative comedy was a psyop by the industry, right? That it was this thing where they were they create this thing where everyone had this illusion that that this group of unfunny people were killing it. And now that television's dying, I don't know. Did I freeze up on you? Did you hear any of that?
I heard it. I hear all of that. Yeah, okay. You're good.
It's just it wasn't real.
Wow.
It wasn't real. It was like these nerds getting into the industry because they knew they couldn't do comedy, and they were trying to create a world that plays to their strengths and outlaws their weaknesses, and they push forward dorks. And like what Hollywood started really worshiping was clever over hilarious, and imploded on them. So let them ban you from all that shit, because those people are going nowhere. Okay, nothing's coming from that. Listen, good luck getting on. You can get on Netflix. Nobody gives a fuck anymore, man. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. It's either be funny or shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people who would enjoy my comedy, like canceled their subscription to Netflix when Cuties came out. So it's like, I don't know how much Netflix is going to mean.
I just think it's just like, I mean, everyone's seen what's going on, man. I mean, numbers are down across the board. Podcasts are up. You have these suits trying to insert themselves into the equation. And it's just, as soon as that happens, the product goes to shit. But it just gets tiny little. And in this industry where there's 1,000 million podcasts, and by the way, if you're thinking about starting a podcast, there's not enough podcasts. You should you should always start a podcast.
Best advice.
I do a new show called Cash Daddies, and it's all for the internet rich, I call it. And dude, it's whatever you do, whether you're good at talking or you're good at fixing stuff, or people want to watch you shove a bat in your ass, whatever it is, man.
Ooh, I can do one of those things
on the internet.
Tell me about Cash Daddies, because I know the last podcast you had was more spirituality oriented, which I think I can't get enough of that spirituality shit. But what is
froze up for a second? So
really?
I just gotta wait till you unfreeze.
Oh my
God! I don't know if it's you or it's me.
I feel like it's you. I feel like it's you because I'm also hearing an echo.
There you are. There you are.
Okay. All right. I wonder if there's a better part of your house that would be better.
Let me see. I'll move closer to the.
We're on the move.
I'm working with you. Let me see if this works better. I'm sorry. Let me try this.
Okay.
Let's hope and pray. I've always just had problems with Streamyard sometimes, man.
Man.
Then for some reason Zoom works. I don't know, but you were talking about Cash Daddies. I'm sorry if this is.
Yes, tell me about Cash Daddies, because the last new podcast you started was spirituality oriented, but I'm also really interested in the idea because I feel like my financial education was zilch. So tell me about Cash Daddies.
So the blessings of my life, I was living check to check to about 43 years old, right? And I had no interest in learning how to invest. Did I lose you? There we are.
You're back.
I didn't have anything to invest. Well, the blessings are through just timing and all that stuff. The Comedy Store took off. I had a live show that was doing very good. I started making some money. Then, COVID hit, and I'm like, and then I had kids like a week before everything shut down, and I was like, shit. So I just hustled, man. I just figured out this kind of internet matrix, and I just, through the blessings of that, I started doing really well on the internet. And then I got into Bitcoin, and I was telling a buddy of mine about Bitcoin, and he's like, and he didn't know anything about Bitcoin, but he did the stock market, and I knew nothing about the stock market. So I'm like, dude, this would be a great podcast, man, just to learn how to invest. Now, I'm not really a stock market guy, but it's kind of interesting, man. But I like learning about gold. So I knew that there was all these people. I had a friend of mine on the internet, and I'm like, how's it going? She's like, I'm rich. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm on OnlyFans. I'm killing it. And I'm like, damn, dude, that's crazy. And I know a lot of people that story's kind of happened to them where they're, here we go. Where I know there's a lot of people now that are making money off the internet and they don't know what to do with it. It's like, we used to call that, like ghetto rich, or where you buy all the stupid shit and you don't save any of your money. So, and through my podcast, Tinfoil Hat, I also realized that a big part of why some groups have generational wealth and other ones don't is because they don't understand investing. And that's where it came from. When I worked at a strip bar, and when I graduated college in the mid 90s, right? I graduated college. I went and worked at a strip bar in Vegas. That was kind of my gift to myself because I always wanted to be a stand-up. I just went to college for my parents. And I worked at the strip bar. It was called Showgirls in Vegas. And it was the best. It was, to this day, the best job where I had to work for somebody else I ever had because nobody was trying to fuck each other over to get up the thing. Everybody was just there to make $1. And these chicks would walk out with grips of cash.
Wow.
And they would just be broke. They would just. So it's like, I always thought if I could get a financial degree and teach strippers how to invest, they could have some money when they got to hang up their G-string. Because just like pro athletes, there's always just when it's all about physicality, there's a time. Maybe, I mean, with women, I guess you just move into another fetish, right? You go from
grandma,
into
MILF,
like hot mom to hot aunt to hot grandma. But just how do you invest your money? Then how do you get your money to invest for you? And that's kind of what I'm trying to learn.
That sounds amazing. I definitely have to listen up to that one because I don't know. My parents never told me anything about investing. The only takeaways I got from my parents was like, always have a job. Don't pursue comedy. They were very good at shaming me for when I had kind of any kind of a credit card debt, but never great at like, oh, here's how you get out of debt. Here's how to figure out what to spend money on and what not to spend money on. So that seems very helpful. Sam, how are your feelings? We're a few days into the Biden presidency. Have you noticed in terms of censorship, do you think things are going to ramp up? Do you think things will calm down?
This is a great question. And my whole theory is, this is my whole thing. Everybody's all like, the boogeyman's coming, right? That's what we heard. Food chains are going to go down. Murder hornets, martial law, everything like that was going. And I just honestly believe that there's a group of people out there and they are trying to steal our loosh. That's our energy. And they're trying to get us in this mass suppression. And COVID is just torture on a global level. And I really do believe Bill Gates isn't really in charge of shit. I don't think Bezos is in charge of shit. I think they are just front men, characters that play a fucking role as like villain. And like some guy on my show kind of brought it up. It's like we have been bombarded with. Am I still here?
Yeah, you're here. I just put you in solo layout. Okay.
We are bombarded. I'm feeling like I'm having senior moments. Can you hear me?
No, I like it.
We are being bombarded since we're very young about fucking evil billionaires who tried to run the world. And now we have this guy. So it's easier for us to kind of think about this. Because now, think about it, man. Think about this. Oh, this guy just bought up all the farmland. Now everybody's freaking out. But where is that affecting you right now? So I have a lot of things I want to talk to you about, if you don't mind.
Yes, I don't mind. I'm thrilled.
One of the things I want to talk about is this attacking by both the left and the black pill community of the QAnon people.
Yeah.
And keying off on this group of people for, oh, you got duped. Oh, you were pacified and you didn't question anything. And I go, what would you like them to do? What were they supposed to do that they didn't do? Right? I mean, like, oh, you didn't question Trump. Well, the fucking mainstream media did all that. The guy couldn't fart without getting caught on something. So that got taken care of. So what's the other shit? What is the other shit? He's Zionist? Well, I mean, half the people are beating in their head. If you question Israel, you're an anti-Semitic, right? So it's like some people afraid to do it. But guess what? A lot of people in the truth community did call him out on that. So what are we supposed to do? So all these black pill people are all like, yo, dude, I told you Trump was fucking a piece of shit. So what did you do? Yeah. What did you do? You did nothing. You put out a blog. You fucking filmed a video. But you didn't. What are we supposed to do? Because the truth of the matter is this. Because the real truth is too scary and too dangerous to really discuss. And that is that there is no rule of law for the power elites. And we have had an assassination of a president. We've had planes flown into buildings, and we've had 2 elections blatantly stolen in front of our eyes. And nobody in law enforcement on a local, state, federal, or international level did anything about it. So what are we supposed to do?
Right.
I mean, the truth people, the Q people, okay, they stopped watching the news. They've destroyed Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
Fox News is a shell of itself. It's like watching his necrophilia right now, okay? Nobody watches MSNBC. Nobody believes in a two-party system. Hollywood's dead. What else are they supposed? Nobody's on social media now. Fucking Twitter stock crash. What are they supposed to do? I don't know, man. Violence? Is that what you're calling for? Black pill people? Because you didn't do any of it.
So you're saying it feels like a lot of what's it called? Sunday morning quarterbacking?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like calling out people that because they're like, if Q was real, what would the Q people do differently than what was done now? Now, the last month, everyone's like, oh, Trump's going to come in and shut down. But at that point, like, dude, we can't do it. That's when the people who take an oath to enforce the law are supposed to enforce the law. And they didn't. Our judicial system, we have judges who are completely ignoring the law. We see that in Making of a Murderer, right? Like that kid, Brandon Dessy, should have had a lawyer there. It is more than obvious to everybody, but the Wisconsin Supreme Court keeps fucking this kid. We know what the law is, but it doesn't mean anything because the people in charge of enforcing it are enforcing it. I mean, what are we supposed to do?
So, Sam, would you consider yourself, did you used to follow Q? Were you a casual observer of the Q drops? How would you, or you're someone who understands them?
My opinion on Q has been and always will be this. Are you there? Because I don't want to start.
I'm here.
I'm trying. I could try to get on my phone app, but okay. Here's my opinion on Q, right? I said this from the start. There's 4 options on Q. Q is what it says it is. Okay. Q is a complete other psyop. All right. Like just a distraction. Q could be AI that knows the ending of the story and is just playing it out. And this is what I think happened. This is dude, these power super elites just plan to hit the reset on everything. And I was talking about reset before the phrase big reset or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Big reset.
Schwab.
Right?
Yeah.
I was talking about that before. Here's the thing. The information Q puts out has to be real for all of these people to believe it. You can't put out all this fake shit to a bunch of paranoid people who are going to do a ton of investigating for it not to be real. But what the information represented, and I said this over and over again, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it meant. And listen, dude, here's the truth, dude. It's just like, let's say Trump is this independent guy. He had nobody backing him.
Yeah.
Let's say Trump is a complete other puppet. Everything is out in the open. So it's like, whatever it is, who knows? But the information had to be real. And these people are all doing what you said, Monday morning quarterbacking.
Monday morning, right.
After the fucking event. But the truth is Jeffrey Epstein not real? Is Facebook stealing our data not real? Like all this shit that was brought out, is the fucking Jeffrey Epstein pedophile Zionist fucking empire not real? So what is not real about it? Other than, and it is trust the plan. That's all they got. Who bats 1,000? Anybody? Does anybody bat 1,000?
Right.
Like, tell me what they were supposed to do. Vaccine? Everybody, the truth of the thing was like, fuck Operation Warp Speed. Fuck that. I ain't taking it. And look at, dude, they were supposed to have 20 million people by the end of 2020 Nobody's taking this vaccine.
Wow. Yeah. I think it's like, it's even the medical professionals are refusing it in huge numbers.
By the way, you're a master of StreamYard. Your ability to do all this.
Oh,
I've been on StreamYard forever. I can't do any of this. I mean, like I could do, but like mixing all that, you're really great at it.
Thanks. I just do that like when you freeze, I just like switch up the camera view, and that usually throws it back into place. But it's fun. You can do all these different backgrounds. Like here's us at a comedy club. Here's us in DC.
You're crushing it.
Here's us on OnlyFans.
Look at that.
Astrology.
I mean, I ain't against OnlyFans.
Flat Earth.
You know, there's a lot of things in the truther community I don't like. I don't like the homophobia. Because
there's homophobia in the truther community?
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, everybody thinks, like, the gays are trying to take over the world. And I go, well, when you demonize homosexuality, you allow the power elites to blackmail homosexuals. It's like,
you
got to fucking, outside of hurting children and raping people, you just got to let people be themselves with consenting adults. And that's the only way you take away that weapon, because all these fucking people are getting blackmailed. Most of them are pedophiles, and we can't accept that, obviously. But it's like you got to stop demonize. It's like, why are all these rappers gay? Because there's a bunch of gay rappers who don't want anyone to know they're gay. And the fucking elites know this, and they put them in powerful positions to control them.
Wow. See, I always thought that it wasn't homophobia, but it was concern for like transhumanist agenda. And that there's this train of thought that's like, well, you know, if we take away everyone's real pronouns and we'd stop genderizing people, and then, you know, it's like we don't recognize it's just
one more thing.
Okay. Are you frozen? Am I frozen?
Here we go. I'm gonna try this one more.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I'm going to take a shot at this. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to make this happen. One more thing. Here we go. Come on. This one's for the children.
And he's frozen. Let's see if he comes back. All right. Sam's trying his different device. Let's see if he comes back. You know, it's always helpful to be in a good place with reception. Here we go. That looks good.
I'm hoping this is better. We will see.
Okay. My thought is that people would, I don't know if it's a Q movement or the concern comes from like more like the transhumanist angle, like, well, if biology doesn't matter and men are women and women are men, nothing matters. There are no genders. There's no anything.
Fuck.
It is. Are you hearing me?
No. Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see us.
Okay. What about that?
Man, I was.
All right. He's going to try it again. Oh, here we go. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm drinking some wine. I had no idea. All right. Yes.
I don't know why this is happening other than I'm probably on some list, but it's like when this shit happens, usually because a lot of people are using the internet or a lot of people are on StreamYard. But I think at this time, not a lot of people are doing it. So it's really weird. So I heard you a little bit about transhumanism. I think is what is really going on with everything. Like they make everybody think it's about trans people and everyone's losing their mind about the trans. And it's like, it's really transhumanism, dude. Because in my humble opinion, man, this is like a prison realm that we were sent to learn the meaning of the universe and life. And the worst fate on the world is being stuck here. And
wow.
Once they put you in a fucking robot, you're stuck here.
Really? I thought it was because certain elites are like want to live forever and they want to be like Queen Elizabeth, never dying, always staying in power. No? This is interesting.
It's possible, man. Cloning and shit like that. I don't know. It's so deep. Some stuff like that stuff. I'm like, I'll listen to it, but I can't focus on it because it's so
abstract. Yeah.
Well, it's just so chaotic. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, is that where we're at? I mean, like, there's some weird shit about Kevin Hart.
Really? That he's a clone?
Well, dude, it's like he got in a huge accident like he severed his spine. He had to crawl to his house, and then like 6 months later, he's doing like deadlifts. I'm like, you're lifting, you're doing deadlifts with your back, and you just severed it. Like, weird, dude, weird.
Maybe he had some good vitamins. Yeah, that does seem pretty miraculous.
It is weird. Then Dave Chappelle and all that weird shit, man.
Oh, he
like
got COVID, right? And canceled a bunch
Chappelle's weird, dude. I mean, if I see Dave Chappelle talk about how hard it is to be Dave Chappelle again, fucking lose it.
Yeah, he's doing all right. Like, when do you think he kind of, and I have this, not a theory, but I just think that celebrities, they hit a point where they get so successful, so famous, make so much money that they just kind of balloon up into irrelevancy, and it's a luxury that they can afford to be out of touch with most people. And I think for Dave, that happened a while ago.
When you get so rich, it's so hard to have problems. Right? And hear me out. And I know you're a white girl, but and this is the equivalent of white women. Like, there's so many white women who live vicariously through other people's pain and suffering from their fucking being abused by the system. I mean, like, Black Lives Matter is all white chicks. Like, they're just white chicks marching. They're just white chicks who are getting offended on other people's behalf. So Dave Chappelle, LeBron James keep talking about systematic racism, why they're collecting $20 million checks. And they're like, well, I'm doing it for these other people. But it's like, are you? Or you just got to have this primal itch that makes you think you got to wake up and fight the good fight. But in reality, you're part of the side that's winning. You see that all the time. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Like, people, like, you've done comedy. Who loves to talk to the manager? White women love to talk to the manager because they're offended on other people's behalfs all the fucking time.
Yeah,
I have a friend of mine. Like, he's not here, but if he was here, he wouldn't appreciate that joke. Well, he's not here.
He's not here. Yeah, go live your life.
Like, I was on a 12-step program meeting one day, and this woman, like, in the middle of the meeting, shared that she didn't appreciate the jokes because she felt some of them might be transphobic, and she wouldn't feel comfortable inviting trans friends there. Just know there were no trans on the meeting at all. But she had to stop the meeting to talk to everybody about this fucking invisible friend and how this invisible friend's invisible feelings might have been affected.
It's the savior complex. It's like, inventing drama and problems. It's like, I know there's like a few girls in comedy that are constantly creating problems and drama. They're drama factories. And it's just like gossip, drama, meltdowns. And it's like, you love this. Why would you keep creating this?
Yeah. And they got to live vicariously through it. You know, they want credit for oppression somebody else went through. Yeah. And it's just the way it is. And like, the goalposts never change. Like, you know, if somebody's like, what is a sign that racism's over? What does that equal?
I think it was us not talking about it, not obsessing. Like, go back to the 90s.
Sexism. Like, how do we know? Like, you know, somebody's like, we have to stop treating women like shit in sports. Like, what is that? What does that mean? Like, how do we go from just like innocent, like, I mean, like, here's the whole thing, dude. It's like, I think there's some women out there that for their own needs are trying to make the relationship between men and women. And I think that will blow up in your face down the line. If it's only purely men, women, and we're robots, I think that will hurt you in the long run. And it's like, how many women get outed for fucking married men? The last one I ever saw was Liv Tyler. None of them talk about that. No one talks about Chelsea Handler fucking her boss for a gig, and all these Me Too chicks, that's their first fucking TV credit. Nobody ever talks about that. Nobody hates that male toxicity, you know? It's just interesting shit.
Yeah, it is
I'm
interesting.
just yelling at you.
No, I like it.
On your own podcast.
This is what I wanted.
I'm just screaming.
I wanted
like,
some.
yell Q.
I want to get back. I do want to get back to the Q thing. I want to get back to the
black people.
Black people. I want to get back to the Q thing. There are some people, I don't know if they're in the Q community or just in general, who think Trump set us up. Trump made us vulnerable. He sort of shook up all the Patriots in the country, and sort of like, made them kind of be visible so that the left would know what to come in on. Do you believe that?
Well, that's the 100-day plan, I think it's called, from China, which has allowed people to talk as they want for 100 days. And then when it was over, the government came, found them, and killed everybody. Well, I mean, anything's possible, but there's a huge gap between us and where China and Russia is. We have Canada, we have Europe, and I know they're going through shit right now, but it's really early in the game. Here's the whole thing. Nobody's falling for this bullshit anymore. And that's why you're going to see a big push to go after podcasting, but they won't be able to do it because people like Apple that are so big, that will fuck their bottom line. They're never going to shut down the internet because people like Amazon will get fucked. And there's layers, there's levels. I'm learning that there are levels to billionaires, okay? But I don't think there's level to trillionaires. Like Apple is $1 trillion. You would have to, you know how much it would cost to buy Apple? $2.2 trillion. That's
so
how much it would cost. Yeah, all the money. So it's like there's levels to this shit. And I mean, unless they switch out the internet, which is definitely possible, but for every time they do that, there's some young kid who can't get laid in creating a whole new internet. So that's my whole thing. It's like we have to get off Twitter, or we have to work within Twitter's rules to promote our shit somewhere else, which is our websites.
Yeah, I remember
you know what we have to do? We have to do the Jenna Jameson. Okay.
The Jenna Jameson what?
The Jenna Jameson business model, which is work within the system, realize you can control the system by making your own website, make your website so big that someone comes and gives you $100 million for it. That's the fucking system you should be doing. Building your own content. Listen to me. There's people who are like, just get off of YouTube. But I know people like Alex Jones, Owen Benjamin, if they really could, they would be back on YouTube. So the notion of just leaving YouTube when it is the biggest market share right now, where it's like it's shrinking, but it is the biggest market share. So you do a little on there to bring them back to somewhere else. You could be on other websites like BitChute or whatever, but you should be building your own website as you go.
That's really smart. Like almost tease it out, like say what you can say on YouTube and Twitter without getting banned or suspended. Just say enough and be like, for the full uncensored version, head to this other spot.
Yes, that's how it goes. I stopped posting YouTube full episodes, tinfoil hat full episodes on YouTube because I gotten my second strike. So if I got another strike, they would have taken my channel down. So I decided it's like I have 135,000 subscribers. It's not as big as some of my friends, but that's my biggest subscription base. So I don't want to lose that. I worked really hard on it. So I'm going to play within this group, this thing, and then send them, if you want the raw shit, go to my website, which is on a server that they can't fuck with. And then there's also Odyssey that's kind of great. And they're putting you on this thing, library, where it's independent and they can't, the powers that be can't take it down. So, and then I'm working with this new guy on this new, like PayPal can eventually come for us, right? But this guy has this new system that's totally backed by gold, not even crypto. So I'm working on all this shit.
Gold pal.
I love that, gold pal. But it's like, how cheap can you get is what I think I mean, how independent can you get while still having a foothold in the mainstream so people can find you?
Right. Sam, what were the things that you got dinged on for your YouTube? Like, what were your strikes related to?
Well, the last, so it's like they gave me 2 dings that equaled 1 strike, which was weird. And one they said was inciting violence, and they don't tell you exactly what you said or give you an option to take it out.
Wow.
It's just like, let's fuck, we're just gonna ding you because we want you off of our platform. But so I have this new show called Cash Daddies, right? And I put it up, and dude, the number one complaint on the first episode was that there was too many fucking ads, man. There was too many. And then I go, why is there so many ads? And my tech guys, when I go, I've never seen this many ads on a fucking video. And then I realized is because YouTube is hurting right now. I know it sounds nuts, but Joe Rogan's left. They got rid of all these big channels because they didn't play ball and they're not getting the views they want. So somewhere they got somebody, they're just pounding it with ads, which sounds great because they make a little money on the ads, but it's not that much that I have to let them tee off on my episodes with ads. So the whole point is like, I had this guy Russian vids on. He thinks everything's a hoax. I think he's super entertaining. I have no problems with him. I disagree with him on stuff. And this is my problem with YouTube is now you can't even have people on to debate them. Like you can't be like, hey, dude, I don't think the world's ran by Jews. I think it's ran by Jesuits. Oh, you talked about Jews, we're going to ding you. It's like, it's really crazy, man. And that's why they're in trouble. But they thought they were so big that people would just do whatever they want. And they're losing people left and right.
Good. I mean, that's the wake up call that they would pay attention to. And that's what sucks. It's like, and I'm still amazed. My Gavin McGinnis episode is still up, all in the comments. It's like, oh, waiting for YouTube to take this down. And I think it's good because people can hear from this guy directly instead of like you have these people that are banned. They don't get to speak for themselves, and then all that's left is what other people think of them. Other people get to write their story.
I think you're doing great. I think you just got to keep going and keep working on your shit. And, your guests will get bigger and bigger and bigger. It just takes time. I mean, like, it's like you're already seeing some wonderful results and it's just a matter of time. And here's the whole thing, dude. I just believe they're going to try their fucking hardest to fucking censor everybody. But in the end, data is king. And data's the new oil. So if they kick everybody off the internet, what are they going to do with the oil? With the data, where are they going to get their data? And the whole thing is this, dude. Not dude, but
you call me dude.
Yeah, I mean, women just hate that, but I call everybody dude.
I don't mind it.
This, man, it's just like build your own pirate ship, man, and get as independent as you fucking can, and have a great fucking time, and find different venues to fucking maximize your fans. It's the 1,000 fans rule. Have you heard that?
No.
The key to everything. This is everybody listening. Get 1,000 fans that will give you $100 a year. Okay, what's that? 1 ticket live.
How many nudes do I have to put out?
All of them. But here's the whole thing about OnlyFans. Like, I see all these female comics, not you, but all these female comics like, if you give me a couple likes, I'll start an OnlyFans. Like, just putting your pussy on the internet's going to give you fucking a bazillion fucking dollars.
It does,
There's so much snatch on the internet. You got to do something. I mean, there's chicks on fucking OnlyFans shoving bats in their asses. Like, what are you going to do?
The animal or the baseball bat?
Do both. It's getting weird out there, man.
Like Wuhan fetish. It's just a bat.
This COVID bat in my ass for $5 a month. I mean, it's crazy. And then there's this thing called many vids. It's even crazier than OnlyFans.
I was told by a person who does OnlyFans, a comedian girl, that the allure is that, for example, like if I were to start an OnlyFans, like yes, there's tons of pussy on the internet, but I would be like this girl next door who's never had sex on camera, whose nudes aren't out there. So it would be like this conquery, I don't know, new territory. I guess that's what the allure would be. But
For
I
how
feel like
long?
exactly. I feel like once I do that, there's someone who's gonna be like, your body sucks. Or there's somebody gonna be like, oh, I
I
wish you're,
think
whatever.
here's what I think is the most interesting thing is like how many of these girls, I don't know if I'm frozen, I'm just gonna keep talking.
You're good.
Okay. How many of these girls that are like comedians, actresses are doing this? What happens when everything somewhat goes back to normal? Are you gonna be able to be on TBS if you're fucking blowing black guys on OnlyFans? Like what's the repercussions of that?
Maybe just get on BET.
But here's the whole thing, man. Yeah, I'm with you on that, dude. Here's the whole thing. Just fucking a long time ago, Kate Quigley called me. She's like, should I do this bikini thing? And I was like, yeah, do it like whatever it takes to get eyeballs on you. And then then they could come with you as you grow. That's all I say, dude. As much as you can. It's like I diversify my paywall services. I do 2 Patreons. I have something on Rockfin, which I want to tell you about when we're done.
Ooh.
Rockfin is a game changer, and I think Rockfin is great. And dude, everybody should be doing this, man. What can you sell on the internet? Whether it's, I have a buddy back home. I'm trying to convince him because he's really good at like fixing stuff and making it look like a lamp and making it psychedelic looking. Like somebody will buy that, shoot a video of you doing it, and then sell it on the internet. Like that's how you gotta think. That is the new way. Like and I talk to so many of my comic friends, and they just can't come to grips with this because they're so set in the old way. I'm writing a script. I'm selling a fucking. I got a pilot. I'm like, okay, good.
Like you can do more than 2 things.
Oh, and dude, it's like you're relying on an old dying system, and 2, somebody else to give you a green light. You don't have to do that anymore.
What do you mean? Like if you have a great story, you don't need to pitch it to a network. You can just.
Well, I mean, like now it's like through YouTube, through all these things, you're just going peer to peer. It's just like get some going on the internet where you get a following. Like I had
do it yourself.
A production company approached me about doing projects. So I pitched them this script that me and my buddies wrote, and now we're making the movie. We're not going to a network or HBO or any of these big studios to do it. We're doing it independently. Like Ryan Long is the best. Like,
oh yeah, he's crushing it.
And they're gonna try to pull him into the industry because they want to control that guy. And if he was smart, he would just do his own thing.
I think that's what he's doing. I mean, who knows? I haven't talked to him in a while, but yeah,
he's hustling. But like, dude, look how things have changed in 5 years. 5 years ago, there wasn't Patreon, right? It wasn't what it was. There wasn't Rockfin the way it was. What's going to be in 5 more years?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, other than Rockfin and you said Odyssey, what platforms do you see really thriving in the next few years?
I don't see YouTube. I see YouTube either maintaining or losing a bigger grasp of the market.
Because they pissed off so many people.
TikTok will be interesting. If you know how to master that shit, you could do it in the other form. But I think they have a sustained following. You need to do long form. Like short form's great for kids when you want to entertain kids, but when you want to entertain adults, you need long form conversations. So podcasting will get bigger, and then internet shows, like better production internet shows, I think will be the future. Like it's just all peer to peer, man. Peer to peer, and then figuring out people are going to start getting paid in digital. We're going to see being paid, and I want to talk to you about that after. So that's my whole thing. It's like, keep doing everything you're doing, Chrissy, because I think you're killing it, and I think you're fearless. And for me, man, it's just like I'm 48 years old, right? And I'm killing it harder than I ever have. And there's always this thing that we have a time limit on us. Now I know I said with OnlyFans and athletes, there is a little bit of that, but I'm talking about like our brand as comedy and stuff. Interesting never gets old, ever. It never gets old.
So that's good. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, like, crank it to 10. I call it the Joan Rivers effect. Be Joan Rivers. There's two people I emulate in my life. One is when I deal with people, I go be Denzel Washington, right?
Oh, yeah? What does that mean?
Denzel Washington, like whenever the shit's going crazy, he de-escalates it every time. He doesn't feed into the chaos. The crazier the moment, the more calm he is. I know it's a movie, but I try to apply that.
And that's good. It's really good to soothe and calm other people. That's like one of the reasons why I like my boyfriend so much. He just has such a soothing, calming effect on me. And I could just get like, real, like conspiracies. And he's like, all right, let's look at what we can see right now.
Well, if you can find somebody that can take that, it's like, and it's like, I know that you've been in the conspiracy game for how long would you say? Year, 2 years?
Really? It's your fault, Sam. Really, just since like last year I got into it.
So year. So, I kind of had this talk with you, and I do think it's very important that, people need to understand, like, it's not your job to save anybody. You can't. And like, when we think of children, I would love to save all the children, but we're dealing with some very dark arts people. And the only way we can stop them is through spreading the word. But that's what we have to do, is spread the word. But we can't put all of our Loosh and energy and love into this, or else we're gonna go crazy, man.
Yeah, you don't want to empty your whole cup out.
Yeah, so we spread the word, but we gotta let it go. So that's a big thing, man. And I just feel that, like, I don't know what the point I was saying. I had something I wanted to say to you and I can't remember. But
maybe like, man,
the calming, dude. When you meet somebody that is cool with it, dude, that's a blessing, man. But a lot of times we have people in our lives that I don't have one person in my immediate circle, meaning family, that is into what I talk about. So I have, Eddie Bravo did it the best. He's just like, if you don't get it by now, I can't help you. I'm not arguing with you. What do you think? Oh, yep, that sounds great. And go with it. If you want to know, I'll tell you. But I can't save you. So I let shit go. I got too emotional into this presidency. Not that I thought Trump was a good guy, because I said from the start, he was a crime boss. Crime bosses commit crimes. They play fucking dirty behind closed doors. I made no illusions that this dude walked on water. I just would take him over satanic pedophiles. Okay. Yeah. Right. But we can't get lost into this, and we have to. And guess what? If people don't want to hear it, fuck them. They don't want to hear it. You don't have to tell them. It's like, I could talk about anything. You just don't need to hear it. But I love what you're doing, dude. And I think you're fearless, and I think you're super funny. And I think it's only going to get better. And the more you crank it with being authentic, the more it's going to resonate with people. And the bigger you get, the more shit talkers are going to take. And just know that they're just hating you because they hate you because they ain't you.
Because they ain't you.
Really, right? That's really where it's at, in my humble opinion.
Oh, thank you, Sam. I'm gonna play this back when I feel sad.
Yeah, you can call me anytime, man, because I just believe that he booked himself. I'm gonna fucking fight him. So my whole thing is this, man. It's just like satanic pedophiles. In this realm we live in, right? Satanic pedophiles run everything. There'll be other dimensions where they're hunted down and killed like the scumbags are. But here they run it. And we're here to learn to deal with that. And
how can you thrive the best you can and help as many people as you can
in this chaos?
Yeah.
And guess what? We're just passing through. It's okay. Doesn't matter. This isn't our reality forever. It's like we're here for a short time. Enjoy it. and then we go, and if we don't fucking do it right, we come back again. But the whole thing is to learn to help others, be kind to others, and we're just passing through no matter what they do to you. Like I've been doing a lot of after near death experiences, after death experience shows, and they
Wow.
all say the same thing, even though their experience is all unique to them. But it's all like it was the most warmth and happiness I've ever felt. And it's like, it's amazing.
Dying is.
Oh, yeah. But think about this, man. If ever fucking scaring us about everything and none of it comes true. And you're like, what the fuck is that? What do you think they're doing with death? All they do is show incredible, scary death. So everybody's afraid of it. But what
Yeah.
we've been learning is what is up is really down. Now, does that mean I want to die? No. I have 2 kids. I want to live as long as I can, But what I've learned is like I remember because I was doing a show with Brian Callen, and Brian, I've got to get him on your show, and I will get him on your show. That's what I'm going to do. That will be my next.
Okay.
I promise you. I will get him on the show. I know I promised that, but I'm double promising.
Okay.
Okay. So I said, Brian, man, he's like, are you afraid of death? I go, no, I just don't want a painful death. Like a drowning. He goes, drowning isn't bad. I go, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, I got real close to drowning. He goes, just get really warm.
Whoa.
And then you talk to these people. I mean, like, if you ever can have a near-death experience person on your thing, it is the most uplifting shit you'll ever hear. This one.
Where was Brian all right, I want to hear this. I also want to know, where was Brian that he almost drowned? I
didn't ask that part, but I was really blown away by the statement. And it kind of fit into a lot of stuff I've been learning, that, death is, you know what else? So there's this recording, I won't listen to it, but it's a Russian girl calling her mother because she's getting eaten by a bear.
Oh my God.
Right? But halfway through the call, she goes, Mom, it's okay. I feel no pain anymore. I don't feel pain.
Holy shit. Isn't the human body like so fucking amazing that it can let that happen for you?
Yeah, but that might be just the cycle of life. And like, they scare us so much. So why do they scare us so much? So we take their pharmaceuticals, we enter their health fucking services and stuff like that, and we pay them $1 million to stop something that's inevitable. So I'm not saying that and especially suicide is like, they say people who commit suicide break the contract, and they're forced to come right back and do it again.
Oh wow. So what do you think someone has to do to like pass the test of Earth? Like you quote, do it right. Where do you go?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know that answer. I mean, you talk to people, you're like, not supposed to have envy, jealousy, can't have that, can't have fucking anger in your heart. Like, these are hard. You basically gotta learn to let everything fucking go and help others. And like they say, we live thousands and thousands of lives, and that they say the amount of lives that we've lived is the equivalent of a bird with a feather flying over the tip of a mountain and like eroding it down. That's how many times we've lived. And every time we're supposed to learn. And each time we come back, we're supposed to, learn a little bit more. And that's kind of where we're at right now. And a lot of stuff lines up, man, whether you talk to like Buddhist or ancient knowledge or any of that stuff, it all leads to like, we're all gods having a human moment, and we're here to learn to help others and let it go. And that's why this whole thing with COVID is it's not a money grab or a power grab. It's a spiritual war.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Yeah,
they're trying to steal our Loosh and figure out how to, like, a lot of this stuff is about our DNA. So interesting, man.
Wait, what did you say? A lot of this stuff is about what?
Our DNA.
Yes. I mean, why was there this huge push for 23andMe a couple years ago? And I haven't seen an ad for it since. Yeah, I never did that shit. I was like, no, I'm keeping my all my fluids to myself. Thank you very
Yes.
much. I'm cool with being half German, other parts Norwegian, and whatever. I'm like, that's not gonna make or break my day.
I'm also like, what about guys who donated sperm? Like, how much of that is like,
How much do they keep for themselves? Yeah.
yeah, those fucking weirdos. But yeah, man, I think the world's a much better place. And when you get into that, it's so much more interesting.
Do you think censorship is about money or power or control or like you said before, like a spiritual hold?
Well, it's control of power that is to control your energy. They only want you to see what they want you to see. Like, have you noticed how dark and evil Netflix is? And everybody always tells me it's like, oh, that's your algorithm. I've yet to one person tell me that they don't get death, crime, murder, fucking
Yeah.
and then it's like everything's loose morals.
I just watched this thing today about this guy, this wrestling coach who shot like his best wrestler because he went like fucking insane. And he was this billionaire. His name was John DuPont, Foxcatcher or something. And everyone's just making allowances for this guy. He's slipping and slipping and slipping, acting crazier and kookier. And all the cops are friends with him. Everyone's like, well, we live on his land. We have a house on his, on his grounds. Nobody wants to fucking check this guy. And he had a terrible childhood. He was like lonely, and he was trying to like befriend. Right? Yeah, he was
billionaires get to do whatever the fuck they want.
He was just trying to find his friends.
Netflix is straight up fucking negative energy, man.
Wow.
I mean, like, and then you want to go a little farther?
Yeah.
It is in my honest belief that Netflix builds up disposable celebrities.
Ooh.
Right? Like, not that they're disposable people.
Like Black Panther?
No, like a Chris D'Elia, right? Like Chris D'Elia is my good friend. He's not a disposable person. But what they did was they really built it. The specials, all that stuff, helped really build it up. And then when they need a scandal, they can just throw it out there and boom, now they got a scandal.
Pull the rug out. Mm-hmm.
But the brand, the destroying of Chris D'Elia's brand hurts what brand? Chris D'Elia's. That's it. Nobody else's. So it's like, they got to pick it. They need some name recognition. I mean, all the guys got clipped, man. How many of them were at CAA? All of them. And how many of them had something to do with Netflix? Everybody but Callan. But Callan had a deal at Netflix with D'Elia. I'm just telling you, dude. I mean, they try to
build people up so they can, because America loves that shit. Celebrity, and then the crashing, and then maybe they build up again, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're just tarred and feathered.
Well, my belief is that they went after all those guys to try to get to Rogan.
Because he got too big.
Yep. And he wasn't playing ball.
And by not playing ball, you mean like not being PC?
He wouldn't have Joe Biden on. He wouldn't have fucking Elizabeth Warren on. She wouldn't have.
Those would have been terrible episodes.
Yeah, I mean but
if I was Joe, I would have been just a Joe Biden. I would have just been like, "Yo, you ever tried DMT?" Like, I just would have wasted his time.
For sure. I mean, Rogan. People don't realize how hard that show is, man. To be able to keep the trains on the tracks is real fucking. It is not easy, dude.
What do you mean?
It's like the mental fortitude to make that happen is pretty fucking nuts. So, I mean, kudos to him, dude. I mean,
you mean like just his work? Do you mean his work ethic, like, or just to push through the pressure to play ball
on the tracks?
Yeah,
meaning like every word that came out of that guy's mouth for the longest time was analyzed by 20 million people, and the most they can get is a 4-minute clip of him saying the M-word. That's pretty.
Yeah.
The time. I mean, like, dude, I just love shit talking. I mean, I love it. I love pissing people off. Fuck these. And it's all rich kids, dude. You know, my new campaign now is block all blue checkmark people that you don't personally know.
Ooh, I love that. Oh my God. Chrissy Teigen's gone. That's good for me.
Yeah. I mean, like, hey, dude, let me tell you something. I have two 11-month-old daughters. In 2 weeks,
Oh,
they're going to
how are
be
they?
1 year old. Okay.
Oh,
So,
COVID babies.
yeah, well, just before COVID, just before COVID. But I watch a lot of, you know, programs with them because they like to do sing-alongs. They love singing. And some people are like, it's too
Aw.
young to watch fucking television. I go, dude, my parents just threw me in front of the television and came back 5 hours later hoping I was still alive.
Oh, the
Like,
television walked me to school every day. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like, come on.
like ridiculous, right? So, but they love it, man. But all the people that get accused of being shady as shit, all are on kids' programs. John
Wow.
Legend is on
Ugh.
every fucking
What is
kids' program.
with him? He looks like Arthur. I mean, that's been said before, but he gives me the creeps.
Yeah, because he's creepy. He's a creepy guy. And to get
Yeah.
to that level is super creepy. It's just super creepy, dude. And it's just, that's the price. I mean, I say it all the time. I mean, I'm blessed to be even making a living in comedy because so many people try, and it's just, and just for
It's
me to
really hard.
at the right time to just be able to be in the game, long enough that what we're doing now is possible. Because 20 years ago, I would have been done and I would have been sleeping in my mom's basement, crying like a baby, saying I should have been famous, but now I'm local famous. I call it local celebrity. That's what
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
local
great.
celebrity.
And that's all that matters. It's like, that's why I don't sweat like my following. It's like, I just keep being me. Whoever wants to come along for that, great. But I'm not going to I don't know, posture because it's trendy to get more people because you can't maintain that. They're gonna slough off anyway when you start being you again.
You're doing great.
Stop it.
You're doing great. You're killing it. You're doing great. It's only going to get better, man. I think people think that conspiracy took a beating. No, dude, it's just going to explode even more
Just
when
getting
all that
started.
starts coming out.
When all what stuff?
When more shit starts coming out. When
Oh
people
yeah.
start seeing what Joe Biden's really doing. But I also think there's also some sort of a little bit of again, like fucking boogeyman shit with him. And oh my God, everything's gonna be the worst thing ever. It's like, we'll see, man. We'll see. But I just I can't control that. I can only control me.
Yeah, there's always going to be somebody somewhere who will profit off of your panic, your fear, your worry, your paranoia.
Yep.
It's always good, no matter what's going on. Focus on the present moment, like whether that means meditating, which is something I've said I was going to do it more this year. I've done it like twice, so I got it. That's a good reminder to get back on that. But like, even if you're not like formally sitting down to meditate, like always just take yourself, be like, what do I have control of right now? What can I do to make me happy this week? What can I do to like make the people around me happy this week? How can I take care of myself? Take a look at has what I've been watching this week, have the media that I've been ingesting and absorbing, has it made me happier? Has it made me feel more hopeful, full of joy, full of expansion, possibility? Or has it made me feel smaller, more fearful, more constricted? Has it dampened my energy? And you keep saying Loosh, and I was going to ask you to explain to the viewers who've never heard the word before, and maybe they're looking up, they're thinking, is this a type of douche he's talking about? But what is Loosh?
I think it's LOOSH, and it is your energy force.
Oh, okay. And like your
if you study like
what's it called in Austin Powers, like your
we're supposedly batteries. And there's these people these archons that feed off our energy, and that energy is the Loosh. It's almost like the Matrix.
So you could call an evil person a Loosh bag.
Yeah, a Loosh bag, a Loosh sucker. You Loosh sucker.
Yeah, you win some, you Loosh some.
There you go. You don't want to lose it, but when you don't get in the middle of it, man, and you let shit go, it's amazing. Like I'm sober now. I love waking up in the morning. sober, dude, and not like, it is of my belief that some of these, like a lot of these homeless people are possessed
Yeah?
by demons.
Really?
Yep. Why they call it alcohol? They call it spirits.
I'm like, as I drink wine. I
Yeah.
always thought that it was just the heroin that was causing them to
No,
act
I
the way
mean,
they
like,
did.
Alcoholics. I mean, you ever see really bad hobo alcoholics talking to themselves? That's fucking
Oh,
demon.
yeah. They're out to lunch.
Drugs, pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals were started by fucking the Nazis, dude. Nazis were huge into the occult. Huge.
Wow.
Man. And UFOs, like they're trying to tell us about UFOs and all that shit. It is of my belief that aliens are just interdimensional beings from different dimensions, and that the Anunnaki, who everyone is trying to say fathered humanity, were low frequency demons.
Okay, interesting. I just got a book about the Pleiadians that I can't wait to read. I'm just now getting into it.
I
Yeah.
believe all this shit. Like flat
So
earthers.
interdimension. I'm open to flat Earth shit right now, and then people are like, "Oh, it's not about the flat Earth; it's about the hollow Earth." I was like,
That's
"All right."
another thing, dude. Like there's a supposedly underground. There's a giant ecosystem
Wow, but how do they get their fresh air? Oh, they have trees.
that has its own sun.
Their own sun?
That there's a sun
Wow, that's
down
cool.
below with a forest with animals we've never seen before.
Oh
And
man,
it's
see, that's
just
what gets
all
me. Is
this
like I
incredible
want to
stuff.
see different kinds of dogs. I want to see squirrels and foxes I haven't seen. Man, now I'm really curious.
Yeah, you just gotta go deep.
I want to pet a two-headed squirrel. Come on.
I'm sure they're out there, man. I mean, all I know is this world is way more interesting than the news wants you to know. And the more you pay attention to the news, the less you get to see it. You just
Mm.
like hard your pineal gland, I think. You just can't see the vision of it. And that it is of my belief that our world is like every movie ever going on all at the same time.
Wow. You know, that's so funny. Whenever I'm home, which is all the time, if I'm not doing like compound media show, I could so easily go all day without even turning on the TV. Like maybe I'll watch a YouTube video on my phone or on a laptop, but like I am never inclined to just like sit down and turn on the
That's a
TV,
blessing.
which is because I don't know why. I think it's because I went so many years living in Queens with no TV in my apartment. I just was like, I'm
It's
going to just listen to
all
my
propaganda
thoughts.
and programming now. It's so bad.
But now it's like if I have
It's
free
like
time, I have a
it's so
stack of books I
bad
want
right
to read.
now.
Yeah.
I watch sports now with the sound off
Wow.
because I don't want to hear all the bullshit that these guys they just pound me with BLM. They
They
pound me with fucking
wow.
vaccinations and corona. And that's what they're doing. I turn it off and I watch the sports, man. And if I see a commercial, if you're pounding me with fucking BLM and pounding me with fucking COVID stuff, I actually watch the commercials to know who I'm not going to buy shit from just to fucking punish you for fucking sponsoring this bullshit.
Yeah, it's such a turn off. It's really
I'm
not good
over
for
it.
the soul. Yeah.
I'm
Everyone's
all
over it. Yeah.
I'm over all of it, dude. It's like, yes, man, Black Lives Matter too. That's the original Black Lives Matter. Because all lives matter. And then they make that. You remember it's like when people are calling you a racist, you're like, I have black friends. What are you talking about? Oh, that's what yeah, let me guess. You got black friends, right? Oh, yeah, of course
Yeah.
you're gonna use that excuse. You're like,
There's nothing you can
well,
say.
you're trying to take away that excuse because you know that excuse is the reason why I wouldn't be a racist. I mean, it's like, who has black friends and hates black people? It doesn't make any fucking sense. So they try to clip that. I think, oh yeah, all lives
Oh
matter.
yeah, because I have a black friend.
Fucking racist. It's like, shut up, man. You're a fucking idiot.
All this stuff is just a big distraction from like living your own life, dealing with your own problems, reaching your potential. It's noise.
And then there's a lot of people who just get off on thinking they're the world that there's this group of people who are out to get them and they're holding themselves back while they don't strive for anything They eat like shit. They don't read. They don't educate themselves. They don't try to do anything to get them out of their own system. They work within this system that is set to keep them down.
Right. Because there's a comfort in knowing what you're used to and not having to take risks. It's like, yeah, fear of success. It's like, well, it's the devil you know, or whatever, and other catchphrases. So,
well, it's like when I go back to Cash Daddies, it's like, do you know how to invest? Are you learning about investing? Like, how many women do you know are into Bitcoin? How many women do you know are into investing in stocks?
Like one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, why aren't you doing that?
Because we're supposed to marry rich guys, Sam.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. You should marry rich dicks. Play around with broke dicks and then marry rich dicks. But that's fine. But it's like, also at some point, it's like, do you really want to get out of the patriarchic system? Because, you know, it's like, it's almost like the system set up for guys to work hard, achieve something, get married, get divorced, lose half their shit, and that's how women make wealth. And I'm like,
ugh, that's horrible.
It doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah, we're capable of so much more
money out there, and it doesn't involve rich dicks, and it just involves getting into this, learning the system of making money.
I'm excited. I can't wait to listen to your podcast, Sam.
Listen,
tell us all.
Work in progress, though. By the way, it's a good. It's a work in progress, man. I mean, like, because I don't know a lot about it. It's like, how do you teach? How does someone who knows how to speak Chinese teach Chinese if they're not a teacher, right? It's like,
start with Chinese food.
Yeah, like that. Simple as fuck. That's what we're trying to do. Simple as shit. My whole thing is like, if you're internet rich a little bit, how can you invest your money and make your money work for you?
Yeah, everyone knows real estate or have a place that you rent out, but like, what else? What other than that?
Right? How do you buy? I mean, like, investing in stocks is like, it's a full-time gig. Like, you gotta be sitting there going, okay, how long am I gonna own this fucking stock for? Okay, I made $1,000, sell it. And that's a lot of work. But I want to learn about gold and housing and fucking IRAs and all that shit.
Old man shit. I love it.
Yeah, dude, I know it's like boomer shit, but it's like
the boomers are doing great. I mean, not the ones that are dying right now, but yeah.
I have 2 kids. Like, I'm not meant to be the run and gun guy anymore. Like, I had a great time. Fucked a lot of chicks, ate a lot of ass, fucking a lot of blow, right? I did it. Now it's time for me to, like,
just eat one ass. Eat the same ass.
I mean, like, it was fun. Now I just like to sleep, man. Now it's unbelievable.
I really like to take baths. Like, I have like 60 bath bombs under my bed. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to take a bath.
Well, you know, that's the thing I love about women. It's like, you're allowed to do like fun stuff. If guys do fun stuff, we get called like fucking momos, you know?
Oh yeah, you can't be frivolous. You
like,
can't
working out is the best example. Like, women only do fun workouts. Like yeah, they're in CrossFit and all that stuff, but man, they love fucking like step class,
yoga,
Zumba class. You're listening to music. There's fucking daiquiris in the corner.
Yes.
It's like a fun fucking thing. You guys make everything is fun because you have fun. Where guys are all like,
not allowed to have fun.
Shit, guys punching you, guys kicking you, like everything's like, no pain, no gain. It's like women just like, I like to have fun. I like to do fun stuff. And it's like, I think that's such a better way of doing it.
Yeah, you know, there should be something in the middle, like fun for men, you know, like throw the ropes, but then like you could sashay if you want. And yeah, that's the thing. Guys are so quick to call everything gay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I also think all these kids growing up are bisexual. They've watched so much porn. They've seen so many dicks. They just don't give a fuck anymore, which is ultimately what I think it should be. It's like, who cares? It's like, I don't give a fuck. You know, it's like, it's just, oh, that's so gay. It's like, here's the problem. Being gay is fine. Being annoying gay is as annoying as being
annoying. Yeah, whatever you are. Right.
Like, I don't hate gay people. I hate asshole gay people. I
Yeah.
don't hate black people. I hate asshole black people. I don't hate white people. I hate asshole white people. I don't hate women. I hate asshole white people.
Asshole women.
I don't hate men. I hate asshole men. It's always assholes. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's like fucking ridiculous. But yeah, man. So I do two kinds of podcasts. I do podcasts where I things I love to talk about, which is sports and conspiracies. Then I have some podcasts where I love to learn, which is Zero, my spiritual podcast, and Cash Daddies, which is my investment podcast. Like, I want to learn investing, but I also know that these are genres outside of sports. These are genres that tend to be very dry
Okay.
and analytical.
You're there to moisten
And
it up.
it's just like, I don't want to do it that way. I think one of my strengths is taking complex stuff and being able to dumb them down so everybody can understand them, because I myself have a lot of retard in me.
That's good. That's a good skill.
Yeah, I speak retard. And
I think I do too, with a lot of my fans. Some of my best fans.
Retard dollars are still dollars.
They just come in a little slower.
Yeah, that's it. So it is. So that's what I think is take complex shit and try to break it down so everybody can understand it. That's why I say tinfoil hat is like the training wheels of conspiracies. It's not the deep dives like somebody like Greg Carlwood on the Higher Side Chats, or those conspiracy guys, or Ripple Effect, Ricky Fernandez, like those are wonderful deep dive shows. That's not me. I'm like, I like to go deep, but I make sure it is digestible and fun, because
you can't lose people. It's easy to lose people if you get too deep.
Yeah, and it's like, I learned that in stand-up a long time ago. It's like, people don't want to get preached to.
No.
Except for now, like, people come to comedy shows. Like, I think I'm going to do 1 year of stand-up on the road, and then I'm going to do like my version of a TED Talks, but minus the screen, and just me talking. Like, if there's a laugh, it's great, but mostly just me just yelling at people, like how they're all gods.
Yeah, people need to hear that more than anything. Because people don't believe it. I think there's just like a chronic low self-esteem going on in humanity.
Yeah, well, I had a cousin that was almost recently murdered, and she didn't have anyone around her that could sit down and talk to her about like spirituality. And I tried to talk to her about it. She called me at first, and then she didn't answer the phone anymore, because she's a grown up and she's actually a grandma. I mean, I'm having that.
Wow.
Friends are becoming grandmas and grandpas, and she didn't want to hear it. But man, I just wish she could learn that, like, she can change her life. And that's another thing I want to do. Like, Zero was really about, I'm just talking, by the way, you can tell me, but Zero is really about how do you deal with all the chaos that you learn on Tinfoil Hat.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And just look inside and you could change your life.
I love that. I love all that shit. I got into it first years ago by reading Gabrielle Bernstein books. And of course, they're like, in the self-help section, people like disregard them. But that really started to like open up my mind and get into manifestation and reading The Secret. It's like all similar messages, like Eckhart Tolle, New Earth. I have just so many great books on this theme. And that's what got me into like looking into deeper into making your life the way you like and getting, unraveling your bad patterns. And so it's a process. But thank you for you did like a very long explanation of your pods, which was good because it's basically like long plugs, which I love. Sam, how else can people find you, follow you, support you other than the pods you just mentioned?
Well, I pod every day all the time. So now my new thing is Friday through Sundays are off. Those are my days off.
That's nice. Wait, today's Saturday.
Let's do the Friends podcast. Outside of that, I only podcast Monday through Thursday. And, my new website's almost ready to go, samtripoli.com. It's taking a little longer than I'd hope, but you're going to be able to get everything. All my fucking shows will be on there. So we're working on it. It's always dark before the light. So it's like been a fucking real work, but I think we're almost there. And I'm just going to throw up all my shit. And it's like, I wish I could read. It sounds like you like to read a lot. My brain is too busy. So, but I glean a lot of information from talking to people. So that's why I do all these podcasts. Cause I could read the book or I could talk to the author and then glean off as much information as I can from that.
A lot of people are like that too. Cause you can't read when you're driving. You can't read if you're just cleaning or absently doing something. So that's why podcasts are fucking awesome. Sam, thank you so much for coming on. I love you. I miss you. Can't wait to get back to LA someday.
Me after this, once you let me go.
Okay.
Or call me back because I want to talk to you real quick.
Okay. This was great, Sam. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.